It's time for the RMAC Radio Show, featuring all the latest information from around the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. The RMAC is a proud member of NCAA Division II. Now, here's your host, Eric Danner.
Welcome back to the RMAC Radio Show. Eric Danner with you. This is our video broadcast, simulcast, if you will. That'll also air on the Altitude website and on our YouTube site, which is located at YouTube/RMAC Sports in all caps, or you can go to our website and just click on the YouTube link. And our guest in this segment is going to be Debbie Hendricks, the head volleyball coach at Metro State. But first, let's get you caught up on what happened in the volleyball action in the first week of NCAA sanctioned events. And we had some great volleyball on the east side of the division. Metro State goes 4-0 at the Ordegger Classic along with Nebraska Kearney. They are sitting at 4-0. Regis 4-0. Colorado Mines 4-1. The one match they lost happened to be the one I was at against Montana State Billings. Chadron State goes 3-1 to start the year under their new head coach, Natasha Marquis. UCCS goes 2-2, and Colorado Christian, they played in a tournament down in Florida. They go 2-3. On the west side of the division, if you go and you look and you'd be like, wow, New Mexico Highlands, this is a team that only won one match the entire season last year. They go 3-0 to start the season. So the Cowgirls and Jim Deisler starting off the season nicely, playing at a tournament in Oklahoma. Adams State and Western New Mexico start off at 2-2. Colorado Mesa, they were playing in the Ordegger Classic. They go 1-3 to start the season with their new name and their new uniforms. Colorado State Pueblo starts 1-3 under new head coach Jen Gomez. Western State goes 1-3, and Fort Lewis, the other team at the Ordegger Classic, they had a tough time. They start off the season at 0-4, and we got some more big volleyball tournaments coming up this weekend, most notably the Premier Classic, which is going to be hosted by Metro State and Regis. And we're now joined by the head coach at Metro State. Her name is Debbie Hendricks. Coach Hendricks, how's it going today?
Going good. We're just getting ready for practice and hoping to enjoy a little bit of Labor Day later in the day. Yeah,
to let our listeners in, we record this at various times during the week. We happen to be talking to Coach Hendricks here on Labor Day morning, and no day off for the Roadrunners, Coach. But, boy, you got to be pretty excited with that start to the season, going 4-0, and you haven't dropped a set yet.
We are. You know, we knew coming in with 6 seniors and a nice recruiting class that we had high hopes that we'd be very competitive. And while I still think we've got some things we need to work on and improve on, we started strong. I think we ball controlled well and let our offense work. And I think that's an exciting start for us.
They're having a chance. We're talking with Debbie Hendricks, the head volleyball coach at Metro State, having a chance to watch your match against Findlay the other day. Some new faces in the lineup. I know you have a couple of injuries also that you're battling. So I know in the preseason sometimes you want to get some kids some looks and kind of see some different formations and what you might be doing later in the year. And it looked like you were able to do that, Coach, and still maintain the winning. There was no real drop-off when you had some of the subs in.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the things that we have this year that maybe at a level higher than we ever have, and that's depth. In every position, we've got several players who we feel can contribute. And, you know, it makes for a competitive gym in the practice gym, and it allows us to use different lineups and different combinations of players when we play. So it's a good situation, especially, as you said, we have a couple of injuries, most notably Julie Cousteau. She had a pretty major sprain early in the summer, and we did get to use her some on Saturday, so she's making her way back into the lineup, but is definitely not 100% right now. We had Shane Kovash play for her, and she stepped up and just did a really nice job, as she's done for several years in that role for us. And so, yeah, it was a great weekend of allowing us to just get some flow to our offense and use different combinations of players. And, you know, just like everyone else, we just needed to play some points and get some time under our belts.
Talking with Debbie Hendricks from Metro State, now in her 12th season as the head coach of the Roadrunners. I had a chance to talk to Gavin, your assistant coach, and I was asking him about the team, and all I heard was 6'2", and I was like, wow, they got a setter that's 6'2". Kind of tell us exactly what 6'2" means in volleyball.
Well, it just means that we're using 2 setters instead of 1, and the setters are basically opposite of two right sides. So we're double subbing those players every 3 rotations. So what it does is it allows you to have 3 attackers on the front row at all times and a back row setter. Both of our setters are smaller, so we're trying to keep them off the front row block as much as possible. But the limitation on it is substitutions. You use almost all of your substitutions for the double sub with your setters and right sides. So it just means that everyone else on the floor really has to step up ball control-wise because we can't afford to be doing a lot of defensive specialist subbing.
So no 6'2" setter on the Roadrunners roster this year?
No, I think honestly they're both under 5'8". So.
Talking with Coach Debbie Hendricks, Knock fan gets named MVP of the Ordigger Classic this past weekend, and Bree Morley and Emily Greenhall get honored on the all-tournament team. Not very often that you see a defensive player named MVP of a tournament, so you got to feel pretty good about how Knock fan's playing right now.
Oh, I'm really excited for Knock. You know, she's a kid that actually didn't even start at the libero position for the first few matches last year. Struggled a little bit with her serve receive. And, you know, rather than complaining about that situation, she just fought her way back into the libero position. And, you know, anyone that got to see her play in the last few weeks last season knows that she was, you know, playing exceptionally well. Knock's just quick. She's all over the floor. We're giving her a lot of latitude to take balls from, you know, the setter to take balls from our attackers so that, you know, they can be doing their job. And so she's covering a lot of the floor, both in defense and serve receive, and she's doing a great job. You know, I mean, I couldn't be happier for Knock because her work ethic is impeccable, and, you know, it's a well-deserved honor for her this weekend.
Talking with Debbie Hendricks, she's had Metro State in the NCAA tournament the past 11 years in a row. She won a national championship as the head coach at West Texas A&M back in 1997. Coach Bree Morley, when we watch volleyball, we go to the RMAC tournament. You guys are always near the top of the RMAC and in the national rankings, those kind of things. It seems like Bree Morley's been at Metro for quite some time, but it's her senior year. And of the players you've coached, I would imagine that Bree has to rank up there as one of the all-time greats at Metro State.
Oh, definitely. You know, she's had a great career. And I think what's going to happen this year is she's going to be complemented by a lot of other really quality attackers. And, you know, I think if our middles and right sides do a great job, that's going to open her up to be looking at single block and seam situations. And, you know, I think it's going to just mean that she's going to be even more dynamic this year. And, but, you know, Bree's going all the way around for us this year. So she's really picked it up on her ball control and defense, and that's part of what's allowing us to run at 6'2". So she's going to be on the floor for us all the time. Definitely an impact player. We're trying not to think too much about when we lose this class of 6 seniors and just enjoy them for right now, but they're definitely a special class for us, and, you know, and Bree's in that group.
Talking with Debbie Hendricks, and the Premier Volleyball Classic is going to be happening this Friday and Saturday at Metro State and Regis. Metro State's going to open up with Lock Haven at 3:30, and then they play Southwest Minnesota State at 7 p.m. Coach, kind of give us a preview of who's coming out to the Premier, and if people are wanting to come out and watch the Roadrunners, when are some good times to come out?
Well, you know, the Premier is just such a fantastic tournament. I mean, we have every team here is high quality, and the event is so competitive that, you know, it doesn't matter if on Saturday you're watching the gold bracket or the bronze bracket. You're watching great volleyball. And, you know, we know a little bit about what to expect with Lock Haven. We know more about Southwest Minnesota, and obviously that's going to be a very important match for us on Friday at 7 because it's a regional opponent. They were #1 in the region last year going into regionals. We know quite a bit about them, and, you know, we feel like we should match up well against them, so we're looking forward to that match. But like I said, every match is a big match at the Premier, so our first and foremost concern is Lock Haven at 3:30 on Friday. And, you know, all of the times for the matches, both at our place and at Regis, are posted on the websites. I know for sure at GoMetroState.com, and I think at Regis's website as well. But I tell you, for a fan, there's not a better event to come to in Division II volleyball than the Premier Tournament, and they won't be disappointed if they come on out.
Well, that should be a great event, again, this Friday and Saturday at Metro State and Regis. Coach, before I let you go, because we're not going to probably have a chance to talk to you before the RMAC season gets started, this is the final year for Nebraska Kearney in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and I know over the years there's been a real healthy rivalry between Metro State and Nebraska Kearney. It seems like every year you match up in either in the tournament championship or maybe the NCAAs. What are your thoughts on what the landscape of RMAC volleyball is going to look like after this year when Nebraska Kearney leaves?
Well, first of all, we just have the utmost respect for Kearney. We've enjoyed this rivalry. I mean, there have been years where we've had their number and years where they've had our number, and regardless, it's just always been, those have been the matches we really look forward to in like you said, a healthy rivalry, and we will miss Kearney in this conference, no doubt. They just bring a high level in all of their sports, and we wish them well as they move on. But, I think we've had a lot of teams in the RMAC, especially in volleyball, raising their level of play. The parity is greater, particularly I think in the East Division right now. I don't know that you can go out on any night and take anyone for granted. And so from that standpoint, hopefully the parity is going to help, soften the blow of losing, the powerhouse in our conference, Kearney, over the last few years. And, I think the RMAC is a strong conference. And so I think we'll just focus on continuing to try to raise the level of the teams that remain in the RMAC and play great volleyball. I think that we'll miss them, but I think the conference is going to remain competitive even without them.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for taking some time out on this Labor Day, and always good to chat with you, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Eric.
All right, that is Debbie Hendricks, the head volleyball coach at Metro State. Once again, you can catch the Roadrunners at the Premier Classic this weekend. As Coach Hendricks just mentioned, all kinds of great teams from all over the country will be in Denver playing some volleyball this weekend. And for some more on what's going to be happening in RMAC volleyball this weekend, let's head over to Chris Polton at the RMAC Sports Desk.
Thanks, Eric. Another busy schedule for RMAC volleyball as teams in the conference are gearing up for an intense year of conference play. Kearney hosts their own tournament this weekend. Black Hills State plays the Lopers at noon on Friday. Chadron State will also be at the Kearney tournament this weekend. The Eagles play 9th-ranked Wayne State, and then they will get a crack at the 6th-ranked Lopers. Grand Junction, Colorado will be spoiled this weekend as they will get to see 4 days worth of preseason tournament volleyball. The Western Slope will have 4 RMAC schools in attendance. Colorado Mesa, Adams State, Fort Lewis, and Western State will all be in Junction this weekend playing Mary, Academy of Art College, Dixie State, and St. Anselm. Colorado's School of Mines heads to the Midwest to Bolivar, Missouri to do battle with Central Oklahoma, regional foe and 16th-ranked Minnesota State Mankato, Southern Arkansas, and 20th-ranked Truman. Colorado Christian travels to smoldering Phoenix, Arizona to play 2 games against Hawaii Pacific and Notre Dame Demure. Western New Mexico will also be attending the Grand Canyon University Tournament, taking on HPU and MSU Billings as well. CSU Pueblo travels to Dallas, Texas to play in the Dallas Baptist Lady Patriot Classic. They will play East Central Oklahoma, Texas A&M Commerce, Western Alabama, and then host school Dallas Baptist. New Mexico Highlands heads down to Canyon, Texas for 2 days. The Cowgirls will play 4 games while in Canyon, those matchups being against Incarnate Word, Wayland Baptist, Texas A&M Kingsville, and they will cap off the tournament against Valdosta State. The UCCS Mountain Lions will be going up to Denver to play in a very competitive tournament that features 5th-ranked Washburn, and then the same day they will have to play 19th-ranked West Florida. Regis is also busy this weekend as they are co-hosting the Colorado Premier Challenge. Their Saturday night opponent will be none other than national champion #1 ranked Concordia St. Paul. We just heard from Metro State coach Debbie Hendricks. Her Roadrunners are the other co-hosts of the Premier. 11th-ranked Metro will be playing 6th-ranked Southwest Minnesota State. That is your look ahead to what's to come in RMAC volleyball. Be sure to check out all the scores from the weekend's action of your favorite school on rmacsports.org. I'm Chris Polton, and now let's go back to Eric for more of the RMAC Radio Show.
Thank you, Chris. When we come back, we're going to go back to talking some football, that big upset by CSU Pueblo down at West Texas A&M. We're going to be talking with Joe Servey of the Pueblo Chieftain. You're listening and watching the RMAC Radio Show.